Okay, for the second week running, Leeds came from behind to win a crucial top of the championship clash, both of which have been live exclusive on talkSPORT. Last night's 3-1 victory at Bramall Lane leaves Daniel Farke's side 5 points clear at the top of the table and set for a Premier League return after 2 years away. Now joining us now for Moni's beloved Leeds, plus of course awarding a magnificent boxing card at the weekend, which has just gone, as a two-time featherweight champion, Josh Warrington. Josh, good morning, mate. How are you?
Hello, Ellie. How are we doing? You okay?
We're in top form now. I can't see at this moment in time, but I have been reliably informed, I've got you now, mate, that you are sporting your Leeds United top, and so you should. What a week, mate. Love it.
An incredible 7 days. The late show again, and showing a championship mentality, a champion's mentality, battling right to the end, and a never say die attitude. And, I think when you've got that belief that no matter what, while there's minutes on the pitch and you can score and win a game, that's what's needed in this league, certainly.
Was you there last night, mate? I know you like to venture down.
I wasn't, mate. I wasn't, unfortunately. Fortunately or unfortunately, I'd come back from Saudi yesterday. I was over in Saudi for the boxing. I've got an 8-week-old little boy at home, and I had to do my duties at home.
That's why I was checking, because you do look tired. I didn't know whether you'd been on the sherbet or you.
I was going to say to you, Josh, never mind the boxing. How did you enjoy a night's sleep?
Honestly, I was wired after that. I just couldn't sleep whatsoever. It was crazy.
What did you think, mate? I mean, because we were speaking about beforehand, it was probably the best card that I've ever seen, and a lot of people were saying the exact same thing. And I actually don't think, I don't think the card let us down. I mean, talking about the top fights, Bivol, Beterbiev was a fantastic, absolutely fantastic fight again. What did you think of it, and is it all set up for the trilogy?
Oh, the card was absolutely fantastic. Ali, sometimes you have these shows built up and you put so much promotion into it, and your promoters get all giddy and they proper sell the show. They get the violins out, and you've got to subscribe to this, you've got to watch this, you've got to watch this fight. It's the biggest fight since whatever. But it lived up to the card. It lived up to expectations. You look at the first fight. Smith and Boatsi, set the bar.
Incredible.
That was the one I was going to ask you
about.
By
the way, that was absolutely a remarkable fight, wasn't it?
I was on my feet. I was over there doing some comms for the rival radio station, and
we ain't got no rivals, but I get what you mean.
levels to it. But it set the tone, and even with the fights with the substitutions, they all lived up to it. Well, they had excitement about them. They had the glitz. They had the pantomime about them as well. So, and then obviously the main event, even better than the first fight. And like you say, sets up a trilogy.
Josh, just a couple of things. One, the scorecard in the Callum Smith-Boatsi fight. How do we fix that issue in your opinion? Because that was it 119, 110, I believe, on one of the cards. It was a massive swing. And then secondly, obviously, Daniel Dubois putting out and Bakole coming in. Do you think, obviously you give him the credit for stepping in, but do you think that was the right call in hindsight?
What do you mean by right call?
Because obviously he looked massive, didn't he? Without being disrespectful, he looked big.
Yeah.
And then obviously to get bowled over the way he did, I don't think Martin was able to give the level of fighter that he truly is that to the world stage.
Well, to answer your second question first, then. He had nothing to lose, really. And it's funny how the game works, because when they got drafted in, all of a sudden, pundits, experts, journalists, were all saying that he's got a puncher's chance. Yeah. Because he's such a big guy, and, he's folded people over in devastating fashion before. Not taking away the fact that Joseph Parker's been killing himself for 10, 12 weeks away from his family, dedicated, on cusp of another world title, and in great form. They're all thinking, no, Bakole's got half a chance here. But at the same time, he had nothing to lose, really, because if you got beat, which you did, then, well, what do you expect? He's only got sofa in 24 hours. So, I think sometimes if he'd gone his way, if he'd landed one of them punches, then buddy, I would have all been talking about him now. Like, wow, this guy it's like a Rocky story.
Yeah.
And now it's like, well, what do you expect? So he had nothing to lose really in my chance. Yeah, he got stopped and obviously not nice to do so, but has it done any harm to his career? No, none whatsoever. And going back to the scoring, well, I don't just think it was the Smith and Boatsy fight either. I think Shiraz, sorry, I'd really rub the green. I know I've seen reports about that he, had an injury during the fight with his hand, but that's still, he's got really, really lucky there. In my opinion, Adema's had done enough to keep out of his title, but with the draw, I guess he gets another roll of the dice.
Josh, what about you mentioned Bakole and obviously Parker? I mean, the illness to Dubois was obviously something that was a disappointment, but not a lot we could do about it. I was looking forward to that fight. I actually fancied Parker might have beat Dubois. I genuinely did. And my next question would to be in the heavyweight situation right now. Clearly, everybody, they're all queuing up. They want to go at Usyk, right? Who has by far and away been absolutely a different level the past 2 years. There's no doubt about it. Where do you see Usyk going? He's put himself in a place where obviously he can pick and choose his opponents and do what he wants to do. He could even drop down whatever he wanted to do. Where do you see him going? Because they all want to crack at him now.
I think gets to a stage of what is the most entertaining fight? What is the fight? What's going to get him excited? Will he be watching that thinking, I could fight Dubois again? Because obviously there's got that bit of, I know he ended up stopping Dubois towards the end, but the bit of controversy with the borderline body shot, would he wanted to put that to bed with like just a masterclass in a rematch? Obviously Parker's on great form as well. So if he'd beat Dubois, then would he have made a more like exciting fight there? Is there any room for another fight with AJ? I think it's just whatever. I don't even think with him it even comes down to money. I think it's just whatever gets him excited. It will be the next fight, but he's already said that he's not going to have too many more after, so we shall see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Josh, brilliant, mate. I don't think we can argue. We were moaning years ago about not getting all the big fights. We're certainly getting them now, mate. Great to see you in that Leeds United top. I haven't seen that since I single-handedly knocked you out of the Champions League many years ago. You take care, pal, and we'll see you soon.
Top man, Josh.
Thank you very much.
All the best, mate. Coming up, we'll look ahead. Wasn't he single-handedly, by the way? I had another 10 of me. Coming up, we'll look ahead to a huge night of live football on the talkSPORT network. Chelsea take on Southampton.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.